Hey guys, so today is the last day in my series of finances and saving. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a way to get cash in your hand with very limited work and very limited time involved. The key to succeeding at this is being organized. So my biggest money maker is selling stuff you already have in a garage sale or yard sale. Honestly, this is like the best thing ever because not only do you free up space in your house, but you also get money for things that maybe you don't use anymore, you don't want, or just doesn't work for your life or what have you. Um, the last garage sale I had last year, I think I made around $300, and it was like literally not that much time. Like, I normally declutter anyway, so it's just a matter of gathering it together in one spot and saving it there for a couple weeks or however long until you plan to have your garage sale. So the first thing I say is set a date, set yourself a goal. I say usually 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time, but it depends on your space and how much stuff you have to go through. I find it's easier to break it up during the days and say, okay, I'm going to conquer this room today, or I'm going to conquer this closet today. I just find it so much easier to do it like weeks ahead rather than my mother, who likes to do garage sales the night before and kind of just like walks around and says, oh, I guess I can get rid of this, I can get rid of that. And it's like, when you don't put the thought and you don't have the success in it. So I think it's important to make sure you plan ahead of time, give yourself enough time so you're not stressed out. Another thing to do to plan ahead of time, about, I don't know, even 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time you can get this done, is you can start making your signs. You don't have to put the exact date on your sign. You can put like the address, garage sale, yada yada on it. I would leave the actual date blank still, because in case it's a couple days beforehand and you find out, oh, it's going to be raining on Saturday, we're not going to be able to do it this Saturday, we're going to have to postpone. That way your signs are still ready and they're made, but you're not wasting them because the date would be wrong. So that's one important thing. Another important thing to do is to advertise, whether it is signs or whether it's in the newspaper. It's so important to make sure you advertise. You can advertise on Craigslist, Kijiji, you can advertise on blogs, you can advertise on whatever you think would draw more people to your garage sale, because the more people you have, the more successful you're going to be. Another thing to do is to arrange a pickup for the stuff that doesn't get sold. So I find it easier just to do a pickup if you want to just pack it all up into your car as you're packing it up rather than lugging it inside or what have you. You can just pack into your car and drop it off somewhere, but I just find it easier if you're having a large garage sale to arrange a pickup. It goes usually to some sort of charity, so it's worthwhile. It's stuff you're not using anyways. It's worth more being gone to you because then you're getting your space back, I find personally. So about like a week before the sale, it's important to start making sure that you're sorting items like the weekend beforehand. Go through your garage, kind of set up tables and set up like items together on those tables. So all your kitchen stuff, all your children's stuff would be like grouped in categories. So if people are going to a garage sale and they're like, oh, I'm looking for boys' infants clothes, and then they see like, oh, here's all the children's clothes, do they have any? Oh yes, here's some. You're much more likely to sell your stuff if it's well categorized. If people are just looking at like a scramble of this and that, they're gonna lose interest, especially with people who do go to garage sales, because usually it's kind of like an in and out onto the next one kind of deal. So you want to be able to kind of be organized like a store and kind of like use those sort of tactics to set up like a store, so it seems like more professional. And make sure a week before, at a time when you're sorting these things into categories, that you're looking over your items too. If there's anything that needs like a little touch of a pee or like a little bit of cleaning, have some like Lysol wipes or something around to sort of just wipe things as you go, because it's worth putting about 2 seconds of your time into things like that to get additional money for something that really costs you no time at all. Another thing that is important is to have bags for people. I've had times before where people are like, oh no, like I don't want to just throw all this junk in my car or whatever. And I'm like, oh, it's okay, I have a bag. And then they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get it all. So it's the chance of someone buying one or two items or buying like a whole lot of items. So I think it's important do it like that. And when I say a lot of items, I also mean a lot of items, because I tend to sell things like in groups too. Like if you have a whole bunch of like items, sell as a set, don't break it up. People that want to break items up, so let's say you had 4 dishes, well, now you have to find one person for each of those, whereas if you had sold it as a set for all your bakeware or something, then you would just be done with it in one go. Another thing to do is to make sure you're set up yourself. So I always make sure ahead of time, like you can do it however long ahead, a week ahead or whatever. Go to the bank, make sure you have lots of change, make sure you have a calculator, make sure you have grocery bags or boxes or whatever for people to buy things and to package it for them. Another important thing I find is for having newspaper for breakable items, because you don't want somebody to like break it on their way to their car or something. That would be just so disheartening to me if someone was walking away from my sale and like dropped something. It would just kill me. Another thing to make sure you do is to make sure you open on time. And this is the toughest one for me because I'm not a morning person at all. So you just kind of have to motivate yourself, and it's just one day, and it's to make lots of money, set a goal to do something with that money that is going to motivate you if you need to. This year, my goal is to get a Roomba. I've wanted one of those robot vacuums for a long time now, but they're like several hundreds of dollars. So I'm setting my goal that if I make enough, that I can use that money to buy the Roomba. So those are my goals, and pick a goal for yourself and organize a garage sale and have some money. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.